first meal of the day. With Carnival Radio, we assure you that your mornings will definitely feel better. Kick off your day with the Carnival Breakfast Show, Mondays through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Absolute Radio for the funnest way to start your day. The Carnival Breakfast Show. Dig in.
Thank God it's Friday and it is a beautiful morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Carnival Breakfast Show, coming to you from Carnival Radio. And this is Newspaper Review. I am Joseph Oyokola. Good morning and welcome once again. This morning on Newspaper Review, I come with different newspapers, and each of them with interesting stories. I have the Punch with me, I have the Vanguard, I have the Post, and I have the Nation news paper. Before we read the news and details, here are headlines. I have this headline from the Punch, a newspaper. Automatic ticket. Tinubu leaves lawmakers' fate in governor's hands. Also from the Punch newspaper, court remands four suspects over play to mass killing. Under the Vanguard newspaper, assault on democracy. APC stakeholders frown at Ogun East consensus move. And this is from the Nation newspaper. Mboye, ADC suspends factional state chairman Onu for 3 months. And on to the news. Details from the Punch newspaper, where Tinubu leaves lawmakers' fate in governor's hands. President Bola Tinubu has revived lobbying effort by the leadership of the Senate to secure automatic return ticket for the ruling party sitting legislators ahead of the 2027 general elections, instead reaffirming the authority of state governors over the selection of candidates in their respective state. This was as he formally empowered governors to drive the primaries process after a meeting with the state executives on Thursday evening. Newsmen gathered that the president's position has deepened anxiety among federal lawmakers, including several senators whose relationship with their governors have been strained. The president made the decision at a closed-door meeting with the extended leadership of the Senate at the presidential villa on Wednesday evening. Tinubu had earlier suggested that he would do everything within the party's power to ensure the return of serving legislators, a promise that raised expectations in the National Assembly. Multiple senior National Assembly sources familiar with the meeting said the senators had gone to the villa specifically to press for Tinubu's assurances. For more details, please visit the Punch newspaper. Automatic ticket. Tinubu leaves lawmakers' fate in governor's hands. Also from the Punch newspaper is where court remands 4 suspects over Plateau mass killing. The Plateau State High Court on Thursday remanded 4 suspects in the custody of the Department of State Services over the March 2026 killings in the Agua Rukuba community, just north local government area, and adjourned the case until April 30, 2026 for arraignment. Newsmen report that the arraignment of the suspect was stalled due to the absence of defense counsel. Newsmen report that the killings, which occurred on March 28, left no fewer than 30 persons, including children, dead after suspected attackers invaded communities in Bokos and Basa local government areas. Following the incident, Governor Caleb Mutfwang condemned the attacks, describing them as attempts to destabilize the state and insisting that life must go on despite the violence. President Bola Tinubu, who visited the state earlier this month, also met victims and assured them that justice would be served. The four suspects listed for arraignment in court in Jos on Thursday include Isa Umar Ibrahim, Awalu Abubakar, also known as Awalu Dogo, Musa Abubakar Ibrahim, also known as Yaroro, among others who are alleged to have conspired to carry out the attack. The Plateau State government filed charges against the suspect over the March 2026 killings in Agua Rubaka, just north local government area. For more details, please visit the Punch newspaper. Court remands for suspect over Plateau mass killing. Moving to Daily Post newspaper is where some APC stakeholders frown at Ogun East consensus move. Some leaders of the All Progressives Congress (APC) in Ogun East Senatorial District have faulted the recent caucus meeting where Governor Dapo Abiodun was endorsed as a consensus candidate for the 2027 elections. To be recalled that the endorsement was announced at Monday's meeting held at Adiola Dutola or Jebodi, where a former governor and senator representing the district, Otumba Gbenga Daniel, was allegedly denied access to the venue. Daniel, in a viral video, was seen addressing his supporters saying, "We are here for our caucus meeting and I got here by 10 a.m. They said we shouldn't enter the venue in Jebodi. Therefore, if they do anything here today without my presence, it is an exercise in futility." However, at the end of the meeting, Governor Dapo Abiodun was announced as a consensus candidate for the senatorial district come 2027. Speaking to the newsmen on Thursday at a press conference held in Shagamu, the district and director general of Batagod Movement, General Lumoyiwa Okunlobo, retired, described the gathering as a mere Governor Abiodun's meeting rather than a genuine cause section. He alleged that more than half of those in attendance were not qualified to attend the senatorial caucus meeting, arguing that the process was stage-managed to produce a predetermined outcome. For more details, please visit the Post newspaper. Assault on democracy. APC stakeholders frown at Ogun East consensus move. Onto the nation's news paper, and it's where the ADC suspends a factional state chairman Onun for 3 months. The World Executive Committee of Obiozara in Ohauzara local government area of Oyo State, chapter of the African Democratic Congress ADC, has suspended Mr. Silas Ono over alleged anti-party activities, gross misconduct, and violations of party discipline. The suspension was contained in a letter dated 22nd April 2026 and addressed to Ono, and was signed by Mr. Nwachuku Peter Obina, the acting chairman of the Obiozara Ward, and Anakuma Martins, the acting secretary. According to them, the suspension was in line with the Constitution of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, that empowers the World Executive and the provision of the Electoral Act 2026. They slammed a 3-month suspension on Ono, who also will face a 7-man disciplinary committee in line with the Constitution of ADC. Giving reasons for the suspension, the World Executive of Obiozara Ward accused Ono of hijacking of National Screening Committee hijacking of National Electoral Committee, and conduct of illegal Congress. They further accused ONU of impersonation and representation at the just concluded National Convention, where they said he allegedly engaged in criminal activities, falsely representing himself as Oyo State chairman of ADC, misleading the national leadership and a delegate. For more details, please visit the Nation newspaper. Oyo ADC suspends factional state chairman ONU for 3 months. On to the last news on newspaper review this morning, and I picked this story from the Vanguard newspaper. The federal government on Thursday expanded the criminal case against former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, introducing fresh allegations bordering on interference with critical national infrastructure and unauthorized access to classified information. The new counts are contained in a further amended 5-count charge filed on April 13, 2026 before the Federal High Court in Abuja, replacing an earlier 3-count charge instituted on February 16, 2026. At his arraignment on Thursday before Justice Joyce Abdul Malik, El-Rufai, however, pleaded not guilty to all counts after the court granted the prosecution's request to substitute the initial charge. The Department of State Services, through its counsel, Oluwole Aladedoye San, told the court that the amended charge significantly revised the allegations against the former governor, urging the court to adopt the new processes. Unlike the earlier charge, which focused mainly on alleged unlawful interception of communications, the fresh count introduced a broader national security dimension. In count 1 of the amended charge, the prosecution accused El-Rufai of intentionally and unlawfully interfering with the communication of the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, describing the communication channel as part of Nigeria's critical national information infrastructure. The charge states that the alleged act contravenes provisions of designation and protection of critical national information infrastructure Order 2024 and is punishable under the Cybercrimes Prohibition Prevention (ETC) Amendment Act 2024. In a separate and newly introduced count, the prosecution alleged that El-Rufai, without authorization, intentionally secured access to classified information relating to Ribadu, including details of his arrest and detention order issued on February 12, 2026. This count marks a shift from the earlier framing of the case, which was limited to claims of intercepted communications, to a more serious allegation involving breach of classified state information. For more details, please visit the Vanguard newspaper. Wiretapping. El-Rufai pleads not guilty, faces fresh charges. To bring newspaper review to a close this morning, here is a recap of headlines. Automatic ticket. Tinubu leaves lawmakers' fate in governor's hands. Court demands for suspect overplay to mass killing. Wiretapping. El-Rufai pleads not guilty, faces fresh charges. Assault on democracy. APC stakeholders frown at Ogun East consensus move. And not last, Oyo ADC suspends the factional state chairman ONU for 3 months. And with that, we've come to the end of newspaper review. Thank you very much for listening. You could download Carnival Media app from Google Play Store and App iOS. You can also check out our website at www.carnivalmedia.ng. My name remains Joseph Oyokola. Good morning and please do well to enjoy the rest of your day.